This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutterdove, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe. On this day, September the 5th, in 1994, two major events happened in one football game. Yes, the Niners and the Raiders were facing each other off. The LA Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers. It was a decent first week of the season. The defending Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys crushed Pittsburgh 26-9. Little did they know that they would bump into Pittsburgh more than a year later in the Super Bowl 30. The defending AFC champions got crushed by the Jets 23-3, which was weird. One game went to overtime, and that was Detroit beating Atlanta. This was also, of course, the first week of the season. Well, this was the first week of the 94 season, but this was also the first week of a shift in TV paradigms. Yes, that's right, CBS, who've been broadcasting NFL games since 1956 nationally, didn't have a football contract. As Fox, who basically wanted to break the hold of the big three, ABC, NBC, and CBS, decided to put themselves in with a massive package. The Fox network, known for Simpsons and Married with Children, will now do NFL football. I know Married with Children did a few jabs at it, saying that some Michigan women complained about Fox having the NFL and all that. But no, it didn't happen. Anyway, so after all that stuff, the Monday nighter would be the Niners against the Raiders. Sellout crowd, 68,000 fans at Candlestick Park to watch, hopefully, the San Francisco 49ers get back on their feet after another NFC conference game, final game against Dallas and a loss. So, anyway, the score is not really important. San Francisco beat the Raiders easily 44-14. But it was one man, Jerry Rice, who was a hero. And practically, he was a superstar. Jerry Rice would catch 3 touchdowns from Steve Young. No big deal. Steve Young is a good quarterback after Montana left for Kansas City. However, one of those touchdowns was touchdown number 125, which meant that he broke the all-time touchdown record of one Jim Brown. Now, of course, Jim Brown was an icon for the Cleveland Browns and quit the Cleveland Browns in the middle of his career just to film movies like The Dirty Dozen. That was weird. Jimmy Brown would quit on that. And Cleveland basically suffered massively after losing him. Anyway, Jerry Rice was his icon. Taken in the 3rd round from Mississippi Valley State. Nobody takes a guy from Mississippi Valley State. So, anyway, he was a touchdown supremo, especially in the Super Bowl in '89, catching 11 passes, the most by any player in history in the Super Bowl. But Rice was a touchdown machine who needed just a couple to break Jim Brown's legendary record, and he did. The Raiders didn't really have much of an offense. They scored offense or defense. Yes, the offense scored a couple touchdowns. Hostler passing to Jim Brown, and then Napoleon McCallum getting a touchdown rush. But other than that, they were crushed heavily, and Rice had 3 touchdowns. The other plays were Steve Young to Brett Jones for a touchdown. Ricky Watters ran for a touchdown, but the extra point was not converted. Doug Bryan kicked the field goal. And, Brett Jones got 2 touchdowns that day. So it was 44-14. Jeff Hostetler for the Raiders was 17 for 28, 168 yards, a touchdown, and a pick before Vince Evans came in and didn't really do anything. Steve Young, on the other hand, was 19 for 32, 308, with 4 touchdowns and an interception. Not bad. Rushing, well, Tom Rathman was the top runner, former Niner, 4 times for 12 yards. McCallum would only run the ball 3 times for 5 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, running the ball, Steve Young actually outdid Ricky Watters, having 51 rushing yards to Watters' 37. Rice would catch 7 balls, 169 yards for 2 touchdowns in the game. So it was an important game, to say the least. However, that's not completely what the game is also known for. I talked about Napoleon McCallum, scoring one of the touchdowns for the Raiders and all that. He played for Navy, and usually when you play in the play for Navy, Air Force, or Army, your chances of being in the NFL are slim because obviously you have to serve. McCallum almost went to Syracuse or even Tennessee, but they wanted him to play defensive back, not running back. The only team that will guarantee you that is the U.S. Naval Academy. He set an NCAA record for most career all-purpose yards with over 7,000. He would score 2 touchdowns for in the Army-Navy game in 1983. That was in Pasadena, which was weird. But anyway, he was a computer science major and held many Navy records. He was given College Football Hall of Fame in 2003. McCallum was selected in the USFL draft by Baltimore in the 3rd round. However, the Navy would assign him to USS Paleo in Long Beach as a supply officer. McCallum played for the Raiders while on active duty, because the military does not prohibit outside employment that does not interfere with service. So he would split time with Marcus Allen, obviously. McCallum would be assigned to the USS California and sailing in the Indian Ocean, which meant he couldn't play all that. McCallum believed that the Navy did so because of the attention he received from playing for the Raiders. He would serve the 2 years of duty and then come back to the Raiders. He did run for 3 touchdowns in the 93 playoffs against the Denver Broncos. However, September 5th, 1994 game I talked about, Rice's thing, it was also one of the most gruesome injuries of all time. If you have a strong stomach, I suggest you go to YouTube and talk about and search for the Napoleon McCallum injury. So anyway, the Raiders put the Niners. McCallum's career ended prematurely when Ken Norton Jr., then of the Niners, twisted him to the ground. As Norton and McCallum went down, McCallum's left cleat stuck in the ground, forcing his knee into a horrible dislocation. Norton was pinned underneath a motionless McCallum for a couple of minutes, while the athletic trainers attended to McCallum. McCallum had a complete hyperextension of his left knee, almost to a right angle. He suffered a ruptured artery in his left knee, tore 3 ligaments, tore the calf and hamstring off the bone, and suffered nerve damage in the knee. There was no way he was going to be back in the NFL. McCallum thought that it was just going to be a lengthy rehab, but no. There was no way he was going to be medically cleared. And the surgeon said that he normally didn't see leg injuries as severe except in car accidents. Thankfully, though, he went through surgery. Otherwise, he would have had his leg amputated. So he started a computer graphics business after moving to Nevada. And he and his wife have 4 daughters. However, Napoleon did play a significant role in the Oakland relocation to Las Vegas by setting up a meeting in 2015 between Mark Davis and various officials in Las Vegas. So it was amazing and all that. Napoleon McCallum could possibly be responsible for giving the Raiders to Las Vegas, but let's not live in the past. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adu.